Welcome everyone. How are you? Is everyone okay? Is everyone happy? Okay. I'm very happy to be back in Mexico City. Thank you to everyone having me here. This is just an intimate gathering. That's my phone. And just let it ring. It's very intimate. It's designed this way. So I want to open it up by performing for you something very special just for tonight. I hope you liked it. There's more prepared for you. This is just to get the party going. So I'm interrupting right now by talking to you. I don't talk much, so remember this, 'cause I won't talk ever again. So thanks for being here. I can speak, so just so you know. Yeah, again, thanks to the Mooi Collective. Amazing space. So yeah, we're gonna just keep the party going. If there are any questions right now, we're open. This is intimate. We're just hanging out. We're just talking to each other. So if there's any questions right now, let's take some.
Here.
Oh.
Right here.
Yes.
First of all, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You obviously have a whole thing going on there. I listened to a lot of stuff there, from different equalizations live you do. Obviously you have nothing pre-recorded or sequenced. That's something I love. I wanted to ask you, how do you get to that? I mean, the creative process. Do you do it on the road, going on with the piece of music and playing over it, or is there any special process you have for getting to that?
Yes, so the question was, how did I arrive at this setup and this, because a normal person would never do something like that. As a percussionist, parts of me would never drop one stick. I would never play with one hand. And other parts would never play a sampler like this, like a piano or like a drum. So I'm going against my natural. I can't just relax and enjoy the feel of the groove. I have to really. It pushes you to sharpen those sides of you. So that's how I arrived here after playing lots of drums, like lots of cymbals, and I went through that whole phase to find this, which is much more complicated and pushed me in the right direction. So I needed this as a compositional tool. It took the place of me recording with the computer. Instead, I was, doing this, playing the sample and playing the drums in real time and making that the art. And nothing notated, written down, everything kind of in the moment with the people, with you. There's nothing, if I'm just in a room by myself, you play differently. When you're by yourself, so this is the perfect way to experiment with this minimal situation to get grand results.
Do you premeditate about the samplers you're going to use? I mean, the delays. I heard a lot of production stuff there. Do you pre-think about that, or just on the...
That's happening in the moment. But the palette of sounds, I can pull from any part of my library. So it's really based on how I'm feeling, minute to minute, second to second. And this is how the composition is unfolding, because I don't know, I'm listening like you are. All right, get to something.
Okay,
that's good.
last one.
Yeah, sure.
I heard some stuff 13, 16.
Yes.
Do you think about that or just?
Yes, I mean, exactly. I mean, these things come out of my brain. Once I get into a sound that I enjoy, the drums are there for me to do essentially whatever. So if I'm thinking in 13, 16, then I can also then accompany myself in 13, 16. You know what I mean? So it's like having the tightest band ever.
Yes.
If you're just you're thinking very quickly, so you can create as you go. Like, oh, this is a head. Oh, I'm gonna come back to the head. You know, I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna improvise and solo on those changes, and then come back to the head. I'm using a very jazz, as I'm a jazz drummer. I'm still using that in my head. You know, still like I'm just showing up to a jazz gig, but it sounds like this. You know.
You're the coolest, man.
Oh, thank you. Cheers. Great question. Any other question right now? We're taking them.
One
Yes.
brief question.
Sure.
Do you think that you are a better drummer with one hand?
People that know me closely have told me that, and they say it with ease. Because I'm still a drummer at heart. You know? I'm still like, oh yeah? You want me to see me play with two hands again? You know what I mean? But this is for my creativity as a composer, more so than a drummer. I mean, I'm coming after Keith Moon and Tony Williams. There's not much I can do. I mean, so I have to find like a path that no sane drummer would take, which is this. You know what I mean? It's uncomfortable, but I think it's more rewarding.
Thanks.
Yeah. Cool. Great question.
What's the next step? I think you can drop samples, you can drop like ambience, you can use both hands maybe. I think I want to ask what's the next step? You told me that already it is like one hand, two hand. What's the next step?
The next step is stem cell research to grow another arm.
No, because I think
you can do it. It costs money, but you can. I'm saving up for it, so I'm gonna grow another from the kidney. Here and here.
No, really.
No, seriously. That's the only place I can go. No, but other than GMO, genetic engineering. Other than that, I think I don't know. This is what's amazing, because from here, maybe someone else will be like, "Hey, why don't you do this?" And I listen. So I'm looking for the next thing. I was also triggering when it would also trigger like lights. I was doing that at one point, but I wanted to make this very low budget, DIY, just walk in, sit down, and make it happen, without a 3D show or whatever. So this is at this very primitive stage. For me, this is only 2 years doing this, so I'm a baby. I'm like an infant with this. So in a couple more years, I will figure out, and I'll tell you.
I will help you.
Yes, help me, please.
No, I will help you.
Okay, yes. He hopes. Yes. Great question. Thank you. Cheers. I'm neglecting this side. You guys are know-it-alls over here. So anyone else over here has a question? Or we can kind of continue the moment.
About your samples that you work with, there are a lot of voices, I think, from special stuff that you choose from, or it's randomly that you hear in a film, all right, this line of phrase, I like it, or does that tell something to you personally, or it's just randomly choose?
Yes, so if everyone can hear, he's asking about what the samples are and why do I choose it. And that's a great question because it's all about mood.
Right.
you know, like a mood can push you in a direction musically that nothing else can. So when you hear the sounds that I choose are like maybe my favorite song when I was 13, or it's a very, they're each particular moments, that we all have moments with music in our lives that, you know, they're markers for us. So these are all important things that, you know, maybe it's a Bjork vocal, maybe it's Black Sabbath, you know, maybe it's like it could be anything, an interview, you know what I mean, someone's just talking, maybe Carlos Santana is just speaking about Jerry Garcia, and I'll take that and use that as inspiration, and just play it in the middle of a song, and that, it pushes and pulls you in certain directions that you can't achieve on your own, you know? So these are very important because the drum can exist on it's a chameleon. You can make this anything you want. This is what gives you the direction to take the rhythm. So yeah, that's all mood driven, you know. Because when I'm performing, I'm not here. I'm not like in a room with people. I'm like trying to be in the space of the abstract. So yeah, so that's very important. Very mood tantalizing things here.
Thanks a lot.
No problem. Good question. Cool. This is nice. Okay. A moment of silence for nothing. Good. Yeah, great. So we're all here. It's cool. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
Just a quick question. The stuff you do with your fingers, do you think it always has a melody? Like you were playing piano, for example, or do you mix it like the stuff you do with your fingers? I don't know. Maybe you can play rudiments between your fingers and your left hand, or your fingers and your bass drum. How do you work it out like the whole song as a melody, or do you mix it when you're improvising? Do you think it as if you were playing drums, maybe like trying to orchestrate something, but on the pad? Do you work it like that?
Yes. So he's talking about the specifics of how I'm actually putting together like the melodies, or how I'm thinking about, if I'm just thinking about just the drumming alone, or with the melody, or if they're together, or, good question. I can't think that I have one stick in my own head. So if I look at what I'm doing, I'll mess my, you know, so I can't look. It's just all about hearing, just trying to hear it in your mind, like the arrangement of whatever is at your fingertips. You know, you kind of find it as it's all about finding something, and the quicker you find it, the better.
That explains the glasses.
The glass, yes. That's why I have to wear the glasses, because I have to enclose myself in a box so I can try to reach something, you know, from a place that's not reality. It makes no sense for me to compose this way. I'm also a pianist, and when I compose on piano, I use two hands, you know, so it's something that kind of came out of a necessity for something new, and not something comfortable. You know what I mean? Yeah. So sometimes that's better, you know, and when you practice, you want to practice things that you're good at. You don't want to practice things that you suck at, right? So this is like practicing what you suck at your performance. You know, like it's like your worst handicap is what they would say. But the result can be really good. Yeah? Yeah? Someone, I see a hand. Are you good? Are we good back there? I don't want to miss anyone.
¿Alguna pregunta más?
Aprovechen, esta es la parte en la que pueden hacer preguntas. ¿Todos aquí son bateristas? ¿Pueden levantar la mano? ¿Quién es baterista? Entonces la otra ahorita es que pueden hacer preguntas técnicas, pueden compartir, hay una batalla ahí, pueden tener alguna duda y decir, a ver, explícame esto, no sé. Ese es el momento. Aquí hay el micrófono, pregunta.
We got some questions over here.
Yo, what up?
Hi.
How you doing?
What do you normally listen to? What do you like listening to music-wise?
I'm always looking for new music, always. Usually I end up coming back to something and, either I'll hear something and get inspired or not, and then I'll come back and try to write something that I wanted to hear. I mean, it sounds kind of stupid, but I hope that makes sense. I mean, it's like you don't hear something, so you try to fill the void. But like recently I've been listening to a band from Melbourne, Australia. They're called HTRK, and I highly recommend them. It's just electronic, but it's also live. It's a hybrid of a lot of things that I love, and songwriting is really post-punk and really on point. So check them out. I wish I had more people to recommend, but I'm constantly on the search. I tend to go back in time and listen to some amazing jazz music or great classical or something like that, or great funk music, but always looking. So
Thank you.
no problem.
I'll check them out.
Please do. Yeah, they're great.
Por allá había otra pregunta, ¿no? Alguien levantó manita por ahí.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So in terms of the amount of projects that you have right now,
Yes.
I think many of us right here are musicians. And,
Yes, welcome.
and we all have many projects sometimes.
Yes, we have to.
And sometimes, well, that was like my question. Sometimes it gets kind of difficult to be really focused on some particular project.
Yes.
And make it happen. So, what are your thoughts on that? For example, with this project, do you have any other projects right now, and how do you manage them?
Right. Yeah. So I guess any modern day musician has to do many different things. This is for sure, and it's kind of always been that way. And now is no different. So. Yeah, it's really hard to balance, I find. But you fight for the territory. I've worked with a lot of great other artists, collaborated a ton. I know how to be a team player and work with an ensemble. But I realized I came to a point where I had to be completely true to my voice. And so that helped me compartmentalize and make room for it because I needed to do it. So but I just find that obviously you have to organize. The more things you're doing, you just have to be more organized, but you can get them done. I'm doing everything I want to do. I used to say, no, I don't have time. I don't have time to do that. It makes no sense. You can make time for a lot of different things. So I fought to get this project done. I recorded the album quickly. I recorded many albums and let other people choose. I just wanted to be done with the work, get it out. I don't want to see it. Let's make it happen. I've been around a lot of prolific artists like John Cale, who's 75. He's doing more than all of us. And he's 75, so that's a big inspiration. obviously working with Omar Rodriguez Lopez. These people are prolific. I work with a lot of workaholics, and then I looked in the mirror one day, and I was like, I'm a workaholic too. And I was, and it's just a natural, I have to do it, and I have to do a lot of it, and I'm gonna be doing a lot more of this on my own, as well as also collaborating with people still. Like I'm going to meet John in Italy right after this. We still collaborate, but this is, to me, is more important. So I've had to be more organized, but yeah, you can do all of it, because we have to. I mean, I'm performing live with this act, I'm performing with other people, I'm scoring film, acting, whatever, all of it, it's all one thing anyway. So, yeah, make room for it, you're good.
Does the act of performing take your creativity to a point where it's boiling over all the time, or do you need to stop performing and just be at home and just come up with some stuff?
Oh, space is good. Time and space is good. Just like a rest in a bar is like so important. So you have to rest, and I'm from America, okay? Those people don't rest. They just keep going. They don't rest. So I'm from the south of the state, in Atlanta, so people are they relax, So this has been a great lesson for me. As much as I want to be a workaholic and a prolific artist, I have to be a relaxed human first. That's my thing. I'm not. So yeah, the more time I take away, the more ferocious when I come back. So sometimes it's like what people do in religion with fasting, right? They fast, and but the body can go for a long time without food or water. So you can as well, and then when you come back to it, it's so much better. This happens a lot. It's good to rest. Good question.
Good.
Cheers.
Thank you. What do you think you're creating when you enter to this abstract space or universe? Because it's so fast, you say you can't think of what you're doing. So you entered in a space, like a trance. I think maybe I saw that, that the human is like a machine, and we are discovering ourselves in this life. So what do you imagine when you play? That's it.
Do I have to answer that? That was beautiful. Can we print that? Can you print that on paper? I'm gonna take that home with me. Yes. Okay, so the first question of the night. Someone brings up the universe. Okay, cool. What's up? Yeah, you have to. Because, obviously we see each other, we know we're here, right? Like, I know this microphone, whatever. But then there's other levels, right? Like, the stuff we can't see, right? That's where the fun is, If you're trying to manipulate time, then you can't do it in this kind of place, It has to be in another dimension, Some people don't want to hear that. They think it's in a practice room. It's like, no, it's in your mind. So it's very much an abstract. I'm in there like dancing around and creating my own space, and literally the way that I think composition should be, which is truly organic and not coming from a place of just thought.
is coming from the full-on machine, you know, because I'm using a computer here, but minimally, only to have the palette there. But all the processing I do here, or I can mimic a modulation or just with my body as a processor. So this is what I'm trying to accomplish with this project. That's why it's called Technoself, because it's a balance of technology and self. You know, I think what's wrong with a lot of new music is it's too much technology, not enough self. We forget that we're an incredible, you know, Apple makes good products, but this product is pretty amazing. The body is pretty cool machine. I mean, the energy, sure they have supercomputers, you know, that can process much faster, but you know how much more, it takes so much more energy to do all that. With us, it takes like what is it like? What powers a light bulb? You know, this thing is crazy to power this machine. So I'm using it as a true computer, as a composing computer, basically. But that's exactly how I'm using it. But to do it, I have to be in an abstract place in the mind. So yeah, great. That wasn't a question, that was a conversation. So, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
It's me again.
Hello, my friend. Welcome back.
I would like to talk about the score you made with the film with Nicolas Cage, Man It's Dog.
Oh, sorry.
The soundtrack you made?
Yes.
Man It's Dog. How was the process? And what did you do in that film score? Because I cannot hear about it yet.
Yes.
So you can talk about it.
Please. Sure.
Man It's Dog.
So he's asking about my latest film, which is Dog Eat Dog, directed by Paul Schrader, who did Taxi Driver. This guy's amazing. I was afraid for my life because he could just call Philip Glass if I messed up. He told me that. It was very threatening. But yeah, so he was very open and really allowed me to do what you heard here. Like, he wanted that. You know, he didn't want, he wanted, it was me and my partner, Nikki Casper from We Are Dark Angels. And we did the film together. Yeah, shout out to Nikki. Nikki sends us love from New York City. And we did it together, but it was, it really, we did a lot of it in real time. So he didn't want anything pre-recorded. Or like, you know, so we used this method to do the score, you know, like, together, all at once.
We're looking the film and playing.
Yes, so the film is up and we're finding and listening to each other. And Nikki and I have worked together for many years. You know, we did Boston Rainbows together with Tere from the Butcherettes and Omar, of course. And we worked together before that. We worked on True Detective, the TV series. We've done a lot of work together, and he's one of my closest people. So in a situation, in a film, you want a team who you know is the all-star team because the pressure is so crazy. And we did a lot of it like this, very organic, I mean, I got lucky. This director is not normal, very musically inclined. You know, this person is, you know, he gets people like Philip Glass to work on his films, but also Bernard Herrmann, you know, amazing composers. Also Giorgio Moroder and David Bowie. He's got an amazing ear, and so this was a big reason why we ended up doing the film, because it takes this kind of director. But yeah, we used a lot of this process, and you'll hear it on the soundtrack. The soundtrack is out, it's available. Spotify, everywhere digitally. Yeah, please check it out, everybody. It's great. The film is on Netflix right now, but it's, you know, it's made its way around the world, so check it out. There's a lot of Technoself in there. Yeah.